If you want to learn how to make this decadent, light, and airy sticky toffee pudding cake with a toffee sauce that is so delicious, please keep watching. To get started, we are going to with this toffee sauce that is so delicious, guys. You guys are gonna love this. In a small sauce, you are going to add your butter, your brown sugar, your molasses, and you're going to bring this up to medium low heat. And we're just going to melt everything together and just stir it occasionally, and you'll start to see like a caramel start forming, and that's kind of what you're looking for. So as you can see, all the sugar is starting to like melt and the butter is completely melted. Everything is melted down and it's this sort of caramely and it's bubbling all through the sides. And once you see the whole kind of sauce bubbling, and it kind of has that like luscious texture and that shine, we're going to add the heavy cream and the vanilla paste, and I'm gonna stir it so that all of the heavy cream is completely combined. And don't forget about that salt. Kind of stir everything together, and once again bring it up to a boil, and you're going to boil this for about 2 minutes, and this just kind of ensures that everything is kind of melted down, and it allows the sauce to thicken up. And once that has happened, pull it off of the stove. So now we're going to get started on cooking our dates, and this is what you want to do about like 10 to 20 minutes ahead of time. So I put the water in a small saucepan and I put the dates in there, and we're going to bring this up to a full boil. And you want to see most of the liquid sort of evaporate basically, and the boiling of this is going to help tenderize the dates, and this will make it easier to puree later. So the dates have been boiling now, and they're starting to like simmer and they're starting to cook down. You can get like a fork or something to just kind of see that they're not like super hard. And once you start to see everything sort of like start to really boil and some of that liquid has like cooked down, once they're at that point, we are going to add the baking soda, and the baking soda kind of helps break down and soften dates even more. You're going to see that it foams up. So you want to have a pan that's like enough, that has enough space for it to like kind of foam up. Cook for about a minute, and then I'm going to pour it over to a bowl, and I'm going to cover this in plastic, and this is going to sit for 10 minutes. So it's been about 10 minutes now, and we can go ahead and start to, and you can blend this with a handheld blender. You can blend it in a blender machine. You can blend it in a food processor. Whichever way you guys want to blend them is totally up to you guys. So I just put a lid on it, and I'm going to blend this up. And once you have it blended up, you can put it in a small bowl, and it should be, not hot. It should be cool. So this is kind of how it looks like. It's pretty much blended. I have some lumps in there, and that's totally fine. And we're going to get started on our dry ingredients. In a bowl, add your AP flour, your baking soda, your salt, your baking powder, and whisk it all until combined. So now we can set the dry aside, and we'll start mixing our wet ingredients. So in a bowl, you are going to add your softened room temperature butter and your brown sugar, dark brown sugar, and you are going to add your molasses and your vanilla paste. And I'm gonna start on medium speed and I'm gonna blend everything up until it's tripled in volume and it's light and fluffy. You're just gonna keep blending and stirring everything up like so. Um, so it's been about 4 minutes of blending it, so you gotta just keep doing it since it's such a small amount of butter and sugar, and it's not really like a lot of um, product. You kind of have to just work it. So it could take, it took me 4 minutes. It could take, 5, 6 minutes. Just really focus on that tripling in size and it just being really light and airy as far as the texture goes. And once you have it to that texture, we can 1 egg and I'm going to beat it in until all of it is combined with the butter mixture. And after I have it fully combined, I'm gonna add another egg in and do the same thing. The butter sugar mixture can look like it is separated, but that is totally fine. So my second egg is fully incorporated and I'm just scraping it all down, and I am going to start to add the dry ingredients and alternate just 2 batches with the puree. I'm going to start off with the dry ingredients, adding about half of it in, and I'm going to mix this now on low speed, trying to combine dry ingredients in. And once I see that it's mostly combined, I'm gonna go ahead and add half of my date puree into the mixture on low speed as well. And my date puree is fully combined. I am going to add the last addition of the dry ingredients, the rest of my date puree, and once again I'm mixing this on low speed just until everything is combined. So once I've mixed it in, I am going to stop the mixer and I'm going to scrape it down, and this is the texture and this is how it should look like. So it's super light and airy. And now I'm gonna grab my baking dish that is an 8x8 and I'm just gonna spray it down with Baker's Joy, which is a non-baking spray. And I'm gonna pour my batter in there, and my oven is already preheated at 350 degrees. And now we're gonna bake this for 45 to 55 minutes, or until you insert a cake tester and it comes out clean. So now that the cake is baked and it smells so yummy, we are going to poke holes in this. You can use toothpick, you can use a knife. I'm using a thermometer, but whatever you want to use, you can use it. And you're gonna poke, bunch of little holes, like 20 to 35, whatever you feel. And we're gonna pour some of the toffee sauce over it, and this is gonna seep into the cake and it's gonna make it like really gooey on the inside. So you want to put about like 3/4 of a cup in it, and just kind of lightly with the back of the spoon, kind of like press it in to the sides. And you're gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes just so that the sauce kind of seeps into the cake. And then once you have done this, it's time to cut the cake up. And I like to serve this cake with a little bit of fresh whipped cream and some ice cream. And then you kind of douse this toffee sauce on the outside of everything. And this is such a good treat, guys. This is perfect for the holidays or any winter day. It's just so yummy. Um, and now let's bite into it. And guys, this tastes so amazing. It's super supple and light and tender, and it just has great flavor to it. And that super silky, luscious sauce really brings this dish out together. And I love the little bit of freshness of whipped cream and the ice cream. It's just so perfect. I hope you guys like this recipe and gave it a try. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to answer as quickly as possible. See you guys next time. Bye.